So AP Calculus AB quotient rule problem here. We're asked to find the equations of the lines tangent to the graph of f that are parallel to the line 2y plus x is equal to 6. So this looks like a lot of work to do here. Not necessarily really difficult, but a lot of work to do nonetheless. First off, let's take the derivative of this. Remember, I'm going to call this top piece f of x. I'm going to call the bottom piece g of x. And I'm going to start to make my list to use the product rule. So my list here is this, that f of x is equal to x plus 1. F prime at x is equal to 1. The bottom part is g of x, so g of x is equal to x minus 1. G prime at x is also equal to 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up this quotient rule. It's going to look like this, that f prime at x is equal to x minus 1. Remember, it's g of x times f prime at x minus f of x, which is x plus 1, times g prime at x, which is 1. I'm just showing that in there anyway, over over g of x squared. So that gives us that, doesn't it? So we do all this work, and it ends up, after we do all this work out, we end up getting the opposite of 2 over x minus 1 squared. All these x's cancel out, and so this is what we get. This is our f prime at x, our f prime at x. Next thing we have to do is we have to deal with this thing up here. And if we rewrite this into slope-intercept form, this is equal to y is equal to negative 1/2 x, what is it, plus 3? I think it's plus 3. Yeah, plus 3. I don't really give a crap about that. All I care about is this. If the lines are parallel, we know their slopes have to be the same. So the slope of the line is negative 1/2. So what we need to know is this. We need to know, when is f prime at x, when is the slope of our function equal to negative 1/2? So we know that the slope of our function is negative 2 over x minus 1 squared. This is a lot easier than it looks. Put that negative sign out there, because I'm going to put the negative sign with this 2 down here, if you don't mind, just to make it easier. I'm going to cross multiply and get 4 is equal to x minus 1 squared. I'm going to take the square root of both sides, right? Because I'm trying to, think about this for a second. I'm trying to get x all by itself here. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So take the square root of that and the square root of this. And we get that x plus 1 is equal to plus or minus 2. So let's say it's plus 2 to start with. Then we would have x is equal to 1. Let's say it's negative 2. Then x would be equal to negative 3, wouldn't it? That's just algebra. So don't overthink that. That's just some algebra that we have to do. Now we have to take these two facts and plug them in. We need to know, well, what's f of 1? Well, f of 1 what do I do here? Did I make any mistake here? Let me check my math. Oh, duh. Negative 1 and 3. So I'm really sorry about that. Like, wow, that's not. You see what happened? I thought it was 1. I put it in here. I was like, whoa, that's a domain issue. That's a problem. It's just an extraneous solution. For what have I done wrong? What I did wrong was my arithmetic. I apologize. I have to tell you, that was really bothering me. I stopped for a second and made sure I was right. And it's all good. So f of negative 1, right? F of negative 1 is 0. F of 3 is equal to 2, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun. So finally we have this thing out. Now we can get our equations here. We can say that we have y minus 2 is equal to negative 1/2 x minus 3, you can complete that work and get y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 7/2. Where did I get that? Because we know that when x is 3, and that was one of the times that we had a slope of negative 1/2, that y was equal to 2. The other possible equation would be y minus 0 is equal to negative 1/2 x, 1/2 x minus 1, so plus 1, isn't that right? So we would get, by extension, just doing our algebra, we would get y is equal to negative 1/2 x minus 1/2. How did I get those numbers? Well, remember that we are looking at this thing, and we know that when x is negative 1, y is 0. But when I put the negative 1 in here, I got negative negative, which was positive, right? Just out of that formula. So there is our work. Look, this is pretty, I want to say difficult. It's difficult. It's difficult. It's calculus. What do you want? But not only that, it's very meticulous work, and you have to really take your time doing it correctly. So I think you're doing a great job. Please keep up the hard work. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Thanks.